San Antonio actually a good place to raise a family, or is it just one of those cities that sounds good online but feels different once you live there? Well, if you're watching this, chances are you're thinking about moving to San Antonio with kids, or at least considering it as an option. Maybe you're coming from a higher cost state, or maybe you're relocating for work, or maybe you're just looking for a place where your family can have a better quality of life without feeling financially stretched. San Antonio is often described as family-friendly and affordable, but those words can mean very different things depending on where you're coming from and what your priorities are. So in this video, I want to give you a real honest breakdown of what it's actually like to raise a family in San Antonio. We're going to talk about the cost of living, schools, neighborhoods, lifestyle, and also the downsides that families don't always hear about before moving here. Let's start with the number one reason families choose San Antonio: affordability. So compared to many major cities across the country, San Antonio offers a much lower cost of living, especially when it comes to housing. For many families moving from places like California, Florida, or the Northeast, this is often the first thing that grabs their attention. In San Antonio, your housing dollar typically goes much further. Families are often able to buy a larger home, get a yard for their kids, and still stay within a reasonable monthly budget. That alone is a huge quality of life upgrade for many parents. Now, on top of that, Texas has no state income tax, which means more of your paycheck stays in your pocket. When you combine that with relatively affordable groceries, gas, and dining out, many families find that their day-to-day expenses feel much more manageable. What we hear most often from relocating families is this: they feel less financial pressure. They're not constantly stressed about money, and that allows them to focus more on their kids, their time together, and actually enjoying where they live. Affordability doesn't just affect your budget, it affects your lifestyle. And for many families, San Antonio provides a level of financial breathing room that's hard to find in other large cities. Now, let's talk about schools, because this is usually one of the biggest concerns for families considering a move. San Antonio can be a bit confusing when it comes to education, especially if you're coming from a city where school quality is more consistent across neighborhoods. San Antonio offers a wide variety of educational options, and families often find that different schools and programs meet different needs and preferences. Public schools are organized by district and attendance boundaries, and families may notice differences in programs, resources, and offerings depending on where they live. Now, because of that, many families choose to spend time researching schools that align with their personal goals and values. In addition to public schools, San Antonio also offers a wide range of charter schools and private school options, and this gives families flexibility depending on their educational priorities and the budget. Not to mention that homeschooling also has a strong presence in the area, with many families taking advantage of community-based learning opportunities that are available. The key takeaway is this: San Antonio can absolutely be a great place for education, but you can't take a one-size-fits-all approach. Doing your research or working with someone who understands the local schools landscape makes a huge difference. For families who choose the right neighborhood, schools are often a strong positive here. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Frank, and my wife Alyssa and I run a husband and wife real estate team. And we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to relocate right here to San Antonio. So if that's you, then don't be shy or hesitate. Just give us a call, send us a text, or send us a quick email. That way we can assist in any way we can. Also, feel free to download some of our relocation guides. We have a relocation guide as well as a new construction guide that is completely free for you all, full of great information, and we hope you can benefit from it. So feel free to utilize the QR code on the screen, or feel free to download the guides with the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Another factor many families consider when relocating is overall community feel and day-to-day lifestyle. San Antonio is a large and diverse city, and neighborhoods across the area offer a wide range of environments, housing styles, and amenities. Because of that, families often find that different areas appeal to different lifestyles and preferences. Now, when exploring neighborhoods, many people choose to look for features such as access to parks or green spaces, sidewalks or walking paths, nearby playgrounds or recreational areas, and opportunities to connect with neighbors or community activities. Now, these types of features can be found in many different parts of the San Antonio area, including a mix of newer developments and more established communities. One thing people often mention about San Antonio is the sense of community they experience in certain neighborhoods, whether that's through local events, shared amenities, or simply getting to know the people who live nearby. Rather than judging the city as a whole, many relocating relocating families find it helpful to focus on identifying areas that align with their personal lifestyle, daily routines, and comfort level. When families take that approach, San Antonio often feels welcoming and easy to settle into. The city offers a wide variety of things for families to do together, including parks, trails, greenways, museums, and kid-focused attractions. There are also plenty of youth sports leagues, community events, and seasonal festivals that make it easy to stay active and involved. And one thing many parents notice right away is the pace of life. San Antonio tends to feel slower and less hectic than cities like Austin or Dallas. And for families, that can be a huge plus. Weekends don't feel as rushed, traffic is generally more manageable, and it's easier to plan activities without feeling overwhelmed. San Antonio also has a strong cultural identity, which many families enjoy sharing with their kids. From local food to festivals and community traditions, there's a sense that the city values family. And for parents who want a balanced lifestyle, not overly busy, not overly quiet, San Antonio often hits that sweet spot. Another thing that surprises some families is property taxes. While home prices are generally more affordable, Texas property taxes can be higher than what people are used to in other states. It's important to understand how that impacts your monthly payment. Finally, San Antonio is a very car-dependent city. Most families rely on driving for school, work, and activities. Public transportation isn't a major part of daily life here. Now, these downsides aren't deal breakers for most families, but they are important to understand so expectations match reality. So, is San Antonio a good place to raise a family? For many families, the answer is yes, especially if you're looking for affordability, space, and a lifestyle that feels more manageable long-term. San Antonio offers families the chance to own a home, live in a community-focused neighborhood, and enjoy a slower pace of life without sacrificing access to city amenities. Now, it may not be the flashiest city, and it may not be the perfect city for everyone, but for families who prioritize stability, comfort, and value, San Antonio checks a lot of boxes. The key, as always, is choosing the right neighborhood and going into the move with realistic expectations. So if you're thinking about moving to San Antonio with your family and want help figuring out which areas make the most sense for your budget, schools, and lifestyle, that's exactly what we help with. We've helped many families relocate to the San Antonio area, so feel free to reach out to us with the information on the screen with a phone call, text, or email, and we would love to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.